Alright guys, welcome back to another stream. Welcome back to the channel. We're gonna continue the build series, Annex K3. I'm a little bit on the tired side today, not too tired, but just a little tired. But before we get down into it, I just want to make sure that there's no feedback. So let me know if you guys hear any type of feedback. I do have some music in the background. Just let me know that you're hearing me clearly. There's no feedback. And then, we don't want to repeat what happened last week. So just let me know if you guys hear any type of feedback. And yeah, that way I can fix that before we start the stream officially. Axe Potato. Not sure if you're here or not, but again, thanks for your support, buddy. If you can't make it, it's all good. You can always rewatch back the build. 007 FPV. I know you've been busy lately, man, so no worries there. We chatted up in the message, and hopefully you can catch one of these streams at some point. But I know you're busy, so you can always watch, and I appreciate your support. Awesome, man. And hey, Luke Ingram, welcome to the stream, buddy. You've been super consistent. I really appreciate your support. It's been going good, honestly. It's been a very tiring week. I'm a little tired right now, but not tired enough to get excited about putting this together. So, if you guys weren't here, for those who are watching last week, I kind of felt a little bummed at the end of the stream, only because I kind of damaged one of my linear rails. So it was one of them that was on this side here that I wasn't paying attention, didn't realize that these part here needed a heat insert, and I've tried to screw it down and end up damaging the linear rail. So to not make the mistake, make sure that you put a heat insert here. There's definitely a heat insert here, and make sure you have the correct size screw, else just like me, you can damage the linear rail that way. So that was my fault. I just wasn't paying attention enough, close attention. So what I did this week, I went ahead and kind of look over the CAD a little bit more, kind of study it a little bit more, so I can be a little bit more prepared and not cause a disaster like that. So, but it's working now, as you guys can see. It's moving back and forth nice and smooth now. No issues. So like I told you, I was going to fix it. What I had to do was I had to use one of the rails from my my Z linear rails, which is no big deal because I have a spare rail to use. So I just went ahead and borrowed that one, and it fit perfectly fine on here. So now we can continue with the build process. So that's where we're at. So now we're going to mount the next rail, and this time I'm more prepared to avoid such a disaster. So, but welcome everyone. Wagwan G Funny Money, welcome, man. Nuno, welcome, buddy. All right, so we're just gonna get diving into it right now. So this is the X rail that I ran. Now it's time for the Y. I got everything I need in place for the Y here. Just shifting, you guys are not seeing it right now, but I'm just shifting the CAD around just to make sure that I have the Y in the correct spot. Alright. Okay, so let's work on the Y rails now. Hey, Luis Perez, welcome to the stream, buddy. Yes, there's still just a CAD for it. Based on what it sounds like, from what I'm hearing in the forum, or at least on Discord, that they're looking for someone that can develop a manual. But for right now, every user that I know is actually looking at the CAD. to put this together. So there's no like no official manual to put it together. So I've been just like looking at other people's posts and also just mainly looking over the CAD just to get an idea to put it together. So it's not a big deal because I've done that with if you're familiar with the Voron Legacy, there's no manual for the Voron Legacy. You just have to use the CAD to put it together, and I have done that before. So it's no different than this. It's just that the challenge with this is it's a new printer to me, unlike the Vorons, and it's just a little bit more complicated to build. Not hard, but just a little bit more detail orientated and just a little bit more complicated to build. But you know, we're getting there. We're getting there. Just got to minimize the mistakes I've been making. So, all right, we're gonna get started here. All right. So let's continue. So first we're going to mount these things here. So these things got to mount on the onto the Y linear rails here. So that way the outer rail mounts above this. So that's what we're working on now. And I'm just looking at a CAD right now in front of me to kind of cheat a little bit so I know exactly where I'm placing everything. So one of the X's right here, so the Y should be facing back like this. Okay, yeah. Okay. Let me turn this a little bit so I can see exactly where everything goes. So sit something like this. I think it's on the other one. This goes at the back, so I'm guessing this faces something like this. So. Right, yep. Faces something like this, so. Alright. How you fellas doing? Guys doing well? How's your week so far, guys? Right now I'm just screwing this down together right now as just temporary, trying to get the screw kind of run into it. So it should look something like this. Hey Zombie Hedgehog, welcome back to the stream, bud. It's going good, man. I made, if you weren't here last week, I made a little bit of a mishap there and damaged one of my linear rails. But so far we're back on track. I'm like a bad penny. I show up everywhere. That's because you're the man, G Funny. You're the man, man. Alright, so this goes like this. If I'm mistaken, it sits like so. Just a little bit. So this goes at the top. One of them going in between. So if you're looking at this, the way this sits, right now I'm cheating, guys. I'm trying to make sure this, so it sits upside down like so. That's how this sits. Okay. All right. You know what to do there. So where is the top cover? This goes like this. Oh, you broke an end mill this week, you know? Hey, Rohan, welcome, buddy. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a rough week, and I've been walking lately at night. So if you guys don't know, I like to walk at night. So I've been walking lately um, with my wife at night, and I've been enjoying it. So, but I've been going to bed a little later than I want to. So I've been a little bit on the exhausted side here, but. Oh, okay. I was wondering why it was sticking a little bit. Trying to lose a little bit of weight, you know. All right. So I'm not going to tighten this down all the way because I want to be able to shove the linear rails in there. I'm going to do the side too. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. That way I can have the linear rails just kind of rest in there. And then we can just go ahead and kind of like slowly tighten down everything. Just to verify, you guys are not hearing any echo, right? No more echoes. That's my main fear right now. Just making sure you guys are not hearing any echo, even though you guys would have said something already. But just making sure everything is good on the stream. All right, there we go. So it looks something like this. You guys can see that. Let me turn that around so you guys can actually. So that's how it should be assembled. So I'm not tying anything down right now. I'm just kind of stacking everything on each side and then kind of go from there. So that way I can run the rails on. Very interesting how this is put together. Just very, very different. Very different. Hey Conley, welcome to the stream, buddy. Awesome, G Funny. That's good to know that it's working. Thank God. All right. Here. Hey Roscoe! Hey Roscoe! Welcome to a stream, man. I'm glad I was able to help you out, buddy. Let me just go ahead now. We're going to add this one on here too. The trick about this now, just make sure this is facing the right direction, because remember the belts are going to be running through here and the belts are facing on the inside, like the tensioners are on the inside. So that's the trick to this, is that you can't just put this in any direction. And actually I have the CAD right in front of me so that way I don't make any mistakes. So we're good to go here. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna go ahead and stick the, sounds like this is upside down. Yep, this is like this. So pop this off. What size are the rails? All right, the rails they're MGN 9C. The rails are. So these rails on here that are for the cross gantry are 300 millimeter MGN 9C, and the rails that the cross gantry that are riding on, those are 200. I want to say 250 millimeter MGN 9C as well. I might have to check my numbers again. It's either 200 millimeters or 250. But it's in the BOM. I'm so excited to build my Voron. I'm honestly not super excited to print parts, but still make it work with my printers. That's awesome, Zombie Hedgehog. I might have all the simple core. Through them if I have the quality I want. True, true. I like Vorons. I mean, my first love will always be, like, in terms of quartz wide Voron. I'm still loyal to the Voron brand, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm super, like I've been saying, I've been super excited to build this. Like, super, super excited. It's just different. Just a different type of animal right here we're working with. There we go. Now I got it in. I'm not going to tighten it down too much. Just to kind of keep it in place just a little bit. Alright. We're going to take this side. And we're going to take the cap here and then put it on top of here. So I'm going to make sure the linear rails slide in on it. There we go. So now we can kind of put this together now. Hey, funny enough, guys, I haven't print ASA yet. I think that's the next thing I want to be able to print is ASA, and I know I can't easily print it because I can print ABS all day long. Like, ABS is not even a challenge anymore to me to print. I would like to print some ASA and see the if it has a different quirk about it. I have printed some PTG carbon fiber, which I really do like. I need to try ABS, carbon fiber ABS. But those materials tend to be pricey, like 40 bucks, almost $50. And I really don't have much to print right now that requires carbon fiber, because to be honest with you, since I've been doing 3D printing, I find that once you print ABS correctly, like at the right temperature and hot enough and fast enough, there shouldn't be no issues with it. And I can tell you, I haven't replaced any of my ABS parts, not even once. So I would say if you can print ABS with good quality, like print it properly, you wouldn't run into, you're not going to run into a lot of issue. And especially with melting too. Like, I know a lot of people tend to go to like carbon fiber material for the duct, but even the ducting, okay, I'm gonna have to make sure this is behaving itself a little bit, but that's because I have everything right here. So let me line it up just a little bit. Okay, just making sure they're all lined up. I don't want them twisting too much. Try to push it in the back. There we go. Keep it a little bit on the straight side here. All right. Yeah, as I was saying, sorry guys. You know, as long as you print ABS correctly at the correct temperature, at a decent speed. I'm not saying you got to go super fast, because most of my print about 10, 12K, 15K-ish, 200 to 300 millimeters a second with the correct amount of heat. ABS don't have an issue, I promise you. Like, you won't have any like cracking or any type of weird stuff, and it holds up pretty well. Like I said, I don't have to replace a lot of the parts that I have. Maybe over time of just printing, constant heat printing, but from my experience so far, I haven't had to change out anything on my printer in terms of ABS, unless it's like a mod that I want to implement into the printer. But outside of that, ABS has been really, really good. You know, but for me, I just want to experiment with the other filaments, like especially carbon fiber filaments. I just want to experiment with it. I have no use for it, but just to experiment with it, see what people are, you know, liking about it. Hey, Squirrel Brain, welcome, buddy. Happy to see you here. I'm in Florida, Zombie Hedgehog. I live in Tampa Bay, Florida, in the Tampa Bay area. Specifically, I live in Wesley Chapel area. Like, you know, Wesley Chapel is a small place in Pasco County, in Florida. So specifically in that area. But yeah, I live in Florida. So we got that on, so we're just gonna tighten down, put on everything else here. Nice G, yeah. Polymaker do make some nice filament. I agree with you, G Funny Money. I see that they have a lot of ASA option, a lot of colored option in ASA, which is definitely, like I said, I definitely want to try ASA for sure. Because I have a ton of ABS right now in a little bucket next to me. Behind me, I have a ton of ABS. So I would like to try to mix it up a little bit, try some ASA. Squirrel Brain, how it's going? It's going, man. Like I said last week, I made a little mistake where I forgot to put a heat insert in the yellow parts. The yellow parts you see on the gantry here, there's supposed to be a heat insert for the screws. So let me see if I can point that out to you guys so you guys can see. So right here, there needs to be a, on the yellow part, there needs to be a heat insert, and I didn't notice it. I wasn't paying attention to the CAD and end up screwing the screw down too much, and it damaged the plastic piece of the carriage and cause it to kind of start itching, like on the rail. It wasn't doing this smooth. It wasn't even moving this smooth. It would just itch. You can hear it grinding. And that was my fault for just not paying attention to the CAD enough. And so I took one of the rail from my actual Z-axis linear rail. I will replace it. It's no big deal. I'll replace it just so I can continue with the build. But I was definitely bummed out, man, because it just means I wasn't really paying attention to that. So for those who are attempting that, make sure the yellow pieces here, make sure they have heat inserts on them, because yeah, that was like a big mistake right there. Kind of cost me some of that stream time too. Hey Ray, Milliard, welcome, man. You was in Clearwater for 3 years? Yeah, I've been to Clearwater too. Nice area. I've tried some PTG carbon fiber for my deck racer. I have some atomic filament ABS carbon fiber I want to try. You must have tried it out. Awesome. Yeah, definitely want some more carbon fiber. I'm not really gonna have much of a use for it, but just, you know, just for the heck of just printing it. You know, maybe replace a part or two in the printer. I have no idea where that is. Wesley Chapel, Florida is like a small town in Pasco County. It's like, if you look in Pasco County, it's like I won't even say a small town, because it's actually rapidly expanding right now. It's like one of the growing city, one of the biggest growing city right now in Florida. So, but if you look at a map, look at Pasco County, Wesley Chapel, Pasco County, you will see it. I'm in that area. Oh, sweet, Luke Ingram. That's awesome, man. Air Force. Nice. Thank you for your service, buddy. Born and raised in Orlando. Awesome. That's a nice area too. Orlando area. I do Zombie Hedgehog, I do have some Polymaker filament, but they're all ABS. I don't have any ASA. So in the next coming projects I do, like the next coming printer builds that I do, I'll try out their Polymaker ASA for sure. I have too much ABS right now, but their Polymaker ABS is really, really easy to print. Really, really, really nice stuff to print. So I definitely like the stuff. All right, let me go ahead and finish kind of tighten down these sides too. And then we can mount the carriage finally. You're funny, G. Funny money. Now, I do have tools, like I do have power tools I can use to screw this down, but honestly, I opted not to use my power tool just because I kind of wanted to take my time with it. I don't want to rush and damage anything. I'm not super confident in using any power tools. If you see me using my hand to screw this together, I don't mind. It's my first K3 build, so I kind of just want to take my time and have hands-on on it. So if you guys are curious why I'm using Allen wrenches, just because I'm trying to take my time. I don't want to damage it. This is a $1,400 printer, man. I am not interested in damaging anything right now. $1,400. It's not cheap. It is not cheap at all. And that's with self-sourcing too. That's with some self-sourcing, and it still end up being around 1,400 bucks. So definitely not cheap. All right, let's put the other side on too. For sure, buddy. Absolutely. I'll message you. So I had an idea and I changed my mind. This is really bad, and so I'm gonna just throw this out there so you guys can see what I deal with in the background. So before I went to bed last night, I was just sitting here thinking, because the thing with me is that once I build a printer once I build this, I gain a ton of experience from building this. So basically, once I build this once, I can go ahead and build it again. Most likely without even looking at the manual, okay? I just catch on that fast, which is why I love building these things. However, I had an idea. I'm like, why don't I take my Trident all-wheel drive and turn it into a big, into a massive Annex K3, right? But then I realized the reason that's not a good idea is, keep in mind, this is using cross gantry style, right? With some, and these linear rails are pretty, they're not as sturdy as you think. As the longer it gets, the more flex it has. So if I even should convert my Trident into a massive K3, I'd have to go with much thicker rails, which is going to be heavy. I couldn't use these same thin rails, and I'm just realizing, I'm like, it probably, like after it gets heat soaked, it probably start creating some flex. So I was like, nah, it's a bad idea. I'm not even gonna do it. So so I scrapped that idea. So that was something I was thinking about. I could turn my, trying to mess around with it, but I'm like, that's not a good idea. Hence why the K3 is kind of like this size, because anything bigger might just cause issues using a very thinner linear rail, you know? At least that's my conclusion that I'm coming at. Grants Auto Essential, welcome, buddy. How you doing? Nope, I don't have a Hoover yet, Zombie Hedgehog. I thought about building a Hoover, over, as they say it, but yeah, that's gonna take a lot of time. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's gonna be one of those big type of machine. It's pretty big, and I really don't have space for it. Would I love to build one? Absolutely. You know, just all depends on where the funds is, depending on how YouTube go. If I have the room to spare, I definitely build one of those, and that's the goal too, just to build a bunch of printers. But we'll see how that goes as we go along. Clever. I see what you did there, Zombie Hedgehog. Yeah, Rolahan, that's a good point. Yeah, that's why I figured with those type of size, as you get into just having the linear rails just hanging in mid-air like that with heat, I just realized that it's not a very good idea unless you have, unless it's on an extrusion, and then when you introduce an extrusion on the linear rails and you're doing the cross gantry style, that's also just introducing more weight. You know what I'm saying? Then you need more powerful motors to move that around. So it just get to be compensating for everything else. So it's not a good idea. So I just leave it alone. It was just a thought, you know. How much print I've built so far? Man, I built a lot. So, crap. So own-wise, I've owned about 12 printers. Built so far, I built a Voron 1.8. I've converted a Chauncey to a Voron 1.8. I've built a 2.4. I've built a Trident. I've built a VZ bot. Now I turned my Trident into technically a Trident VZ bot all-wheel drive kind of thing. It's like a mashup. What about I done? I think that's about it. And then now I'm building this Annex K3. What's next on the list after this, I'm not sure. It just depends on what piques my interest, because I'm always looking for something new. Rolahan, your Crow XY is on my list to do too as well. So as soon as you release that, that's a next project I would like to feature on the channel. So that's right there as well. But as far as any other printer, unless something special come out, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I'll keep making some kind of content. I'll keep, you know, making niche content that people are not doing, something just different. But yeah. All right, let's continue. All right, man, take it easy, Zombie Hedgehog. I appreciate you coming through, buddy. Good question, my man. Honestly, so during the pandemic is what started my 3D printing. Now, I'm not sure if I told you guys some of my story, but I guess I'll tell you. So I knew about 3D printing a while ago. I was mainly a PC gamer. So right now my PC, I've upgraded PC every year, like literally every year. Recently, with having 3 kids, of course, that's not really possible to keep upgrading PC components. It's very costly, and when you have mouths to feed, it's not as feasible to do that. But right now I'm rocking an AMD RX 6800 XT, a Ryzen 5900X, which is a 12-core, 24-thread, all water cooled, all overclocked. So that's what I was into, gaming. I was into gaming a lot before 3D printers was involved. And then when the pandemic hit, I was on, I was working from home at that point. I was just like taking calls, fixing like computers and stuff like that from home. And so I had I was watching YouTube while I was working, and then I saw a 3D printer, and this was the Creality Ender 3 Pro initially, and it was cheap too. You know what I'm saying? Like $200. I had some money. Plus I also got some of the pandemic money too. You know what I'm saying? So like, I was like, man, since I'm at home, I can technically play with it while I work. So I bought one, and dude, I fell in love. But here's what I fell in love with. I didn't fall in love with the fact that you can print things. I fell in love with the fact that you can upgrade it and make it print better. That's what I fell in love with. You know what I'm saying? Like I know you could print things and all that, but it wasn't really for that. I just fell in love that, damn, you can actually print out stuff and make it better and add to it. And that's what I fell in love with. Hence why I own all these printers. I like to mess with it. So I fell in love with the tinkering aspect of the printer. And then, but also the fact that I'm also into anime, Japanese anime. I love to watch a bunch of anime, One Punch Man, Naruto, you name it all. Any Shonen Jump kind of anime, I'm all into that. So the fact that I can print those stuff out and as a collectible was also a benefactor of that too. So back to the question, how do I find time? I don't know, man. I just find time. I love it. So I'm just gonna find time as much as I can. Plus, I also have a wife that is pretty chill. She's not like on me. Like she see that I'm very passionate about the stuff, so she kind of allow me to kind of have my little man time with the stuff, So it's really cool. I mean, I'm just lucky, I guess. Hey, welcome to the stream, VP. That's a good question. If you build a 2.4, would you recommend another Voron as a second printer? I could easily recommend a Voron as a second printer. However, for me, I like diversity, so I would suggest building something else so that way your printer experience is a little diverse. Because for example, if I never built Vorons and I just stick to like your typical Creality machines, then I wouldn't have enough experience to kind of build something like this, or even to attack something like this. So I would say building Vorons was the kind of gateway to give me confidence to build something like this now. So I would say diversifying your printer setup is my suggestion. Nothing wrong with Vorons. They print awesome. They're great, especially when you put them together correctly. But I would definitely diversify that. I would definitely build a VZBot. I love mine. That sucker, I actually print on my VZBot a lot more than I use my 2.4. And nothing's wrong with my 2.4. But the VZBot is just, for PLA printing, like incredible. Like it's freaking awesome. So I would say if you want to build a VZBot, go for it. Like diversify that machine setup. But nothing wrong with adding another Voron to it too, It's just two different type of machine, like, two different beasts. Do you have an engineer? Honestly, no. I actually don't have an engineering background. I have a software background, believe it or not. Hence why I pick up on Clipper really well, and hence why I can figure it out by myself really well. Now, I'm not good at coding or anything like that, but I'm very good at mechanics. So when it comes to mechanical parts or mechanical stuff, or to wire stuff up or put things together, my mind operates in that spectrum. So for me, if you show me something once, I can catch on like that. Like if I see it one time, or if you show me or explain the theories on in depth, I can kind of fire away in my mind and pick up on it real quick. So, not really an engineering background. I guess you could say my mind just operating a very technical aspect of things. You can explain things to me and I can understand it pretty easily. So, you know, I guess that. But I'm more of a software guy. Like I'm a technology type of guy, messing with computers, fixing computers, software installation kind of thing, setup, that type of thing, network setup, server setup, that type of thing I'm into. But this is just more secondary kind of skill that I've learned over the past 2 years that I've acquired messing with 3D printers. So you're welcome, buddy. Yeah, VZ is awesome, man. It's a good platform. I'm trying not to round up this screw too much, so I'm just taking my time with it. It just feels like it's sticking. I don't want to round it up, so let me be careful here. Sticking a little bit, but let's see. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. Back a little. See if I can put some oil in it. So for this setup, I'm gonna actually run I have a spare Android phone, and so I'm gonna put clipper screen on this. I don't know where I'm gonna put it yet, but I have a little spare Android phone, and I'm gonna do a little tutorial of how to set up clipper screen and Android. But I haven't had a chance. I meant to do it a while ago, but I just really haven't had the chance to get that going. So I'm gonna do a little tutorial on that once this is built. All right, so let's turn the other side. Add in a little bit of oil help there. Add some little bit of oil here too, just to kind of get the screw in. All right, buddy, Roscoe. Thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate you, buddy. Gabriel, yeah, absolutely. I agree with that notion. Knowing how the software works make a massive difference. Hence why, believe it or not, like, so when I just got into 3D printing, I know I'm telling you guys backstory, but that's how you guys get to know me a little bit better. So when I just got into it, I was rocking Marlin firmware then, and there was nowhere online to show you how to compile Marlin firmware at the time. This is in 2020. There was some information, but I realized a lot of people who got into 3D printing still didn't know how to compile Marlin firmware. I messed with it. One day I just sat home. I told myself, listen, it can't be this hard. I'm a software guy, not necessarily a hardcore software guy, but I can figure things out. And I sat there kind of watch some videos, watch some of the ideas, read blogs, read everything until I attempted to do it myself and found out it's really easy. All you're doing is just selecting features. That's literally all you're doing. Selecting features pertaining to a specific board and then compile it and boom. It's pretty easy. Once you get that concept in, it's, I figured it out in less than a month of having my printer. So, and then I started compiling for other people. So, same thing with Clipper. I tried installing Clipper like 3 times. Couldn't figure it out. Like I was confused of how the sucker works and kept on reading the documentation. I didn't even ask anybody. I just read the documentation, kept on trying, read the documentation again until it just finally clicked. And after that, figured it out. So, it's a matter of time, but yeah, understanding the software is definitely a must. Absolutely. All right, so we got it installed. It's a little bit on the stiff side, like it's moving, but let me see if I can adjust the columns here and then see if we can get it moving a little smoother. So just so you guys know what I'm doing, so these screws here, all these screws at the back here, 1, 2, 3, 4. These screws at the back of here is to adjust the linear rails. Okay, so basically, if I tighten this up, it's gonna push this linear rail that way. If I tighten this up, it's gonna push the linear rail that way. It's kind of like making it's used to basically make fine-tune adjustments, so you're not having any what's the word I'm looking for now? When linear rails are not straight on the axis, it's like having a brain fart. What do you call it now? You guys understand what I'm saying, right? Like when the linear rails are not straight on the axis, it causes it to like bind a bit. Yeah, so basically these here are used to kind of adjust it so it doesn't bind up. That's basically what I was trying to say. I'm just losing words in my head right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to see if I can do that right now. So we're not having too much binding issues here. That feels a little bit better. I'm also tend to be very obsessive. I'm kind of like a perfectionist in a way, so this shit will bother me the whole point until I actually get it to the way I want it. It's not bad, but I can use a little bit more. Yeah, I love macros, buddy. Right now, the way my 2.4 works, the way my printers work, how I set them up, I don't even have to look. I can start a print on my 2.4 and guarantee that I don't have to look at all. I know it's gonna go down right. With all the macro I have set up on this thing, and again, I didn't create the macro. I just copy and paste what I needed. But the way I have it set up, I can walk away from my 2.4 and this print and it print amazingly well. Okay, that feels a lot better. Yeah, got a little bit of a. Maybe I can take this in just a tad bit. So we got stuck in there. Needs a little bit more. still have a little bit of wiggle room in there. I don't know what's going on here. Let's take this up just a little bit back. See, this has play. You see this? You see that this has no play on it? If you guys can see that, no play. But this has a little bit of play, so you want to take that play out of there. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to take out the play out of it. There we go. Ah, there we go. See that adjustment? Look, not moving, not moving. And before it was moving. See that? That's why you gotta adjust these two to kind of keep it parallel to each other. So we're good there now. Yep. All right. There we go, guys. Yes, sir. I feel better. Kind of got a gantry going. Kinda. Not quite there yet, but we kind of got a gantry, so I'm a little excited. All right. Let's see what the next step is. All right. I'm gonna let you guys see what I'm doing here, so you guys are not like excluded out of this. Let me see if I can find my capture screen here. Screen capture. Alright, so I'm gonna let you guys see what I'm doing. So I have the CAD turned upside down, so that way, you know, I was trying to make sure I have the X and the Y in the correct direction. You know, like I said, I don't want to mess up. So the X and Y are looking good. Alright, so trying to see what else I gotta do. So now we just gotta mount this yeah, now we gotta mount the actual this plate here. Let's see if I can remove a couple of things so I can actually have some clarity. I don't need to see some of this stuff, but I just want to move a couple of things so that way I can see what it looks like underneath. And forgive me, I don't know how to use this program very well. All I know is just the basic commands of just hiding things. Oh, I hide the wrong thing. I didn't want to do that. Didn't want to do that. That's not what I wanted to hide. There we go. I don't need to see any of this stuff yet. You can hide the motor. Wish you can select multiple at a time. Can we? Oh, yeah, we can. Oh, just figure that out. Look at that. Hide multiple object at a time. Forgive me, y'all. I'm just trying to do this live with y'all so you guys realize I'm not like pre-prepping everything. I just want to be able to do everything live with you guys, see what I'm doing here. Alright, so now you can kind of get a better view of how this thing is mounted. Let's get rid of that too. Hey, didn't mean to do that. Oh, this is a top cover, right? Yeah, there we go. No. Okay. So we need what is this? M3 screw times 8. Okay, so we need I had a good view right here above. There we go. What is this? M3 times 8, M3 by 8, and then the underneath. What we need underneath? Let me get rid of this guy. Sorry. Just like removing crap. So this is attached with M3 by 12s. I don't think I need to put this here yet. Honestly, I don't think I need to put that there. But I just want to see what it's attached by. So I think I can use 8mm screws right there, and I'm not sure what this is. For now, I'm just gonna work with that and then try to attach what I can. So, let me put you guys back on me. We're gonna just work with that. All right, so we flip it, let me see. So this is X. We put it in front so I know what I'm doing. Okay, so this is X, and then, so it will sit something like, something like this. Trying to get this right. It looks awkward. So if I'm facing the front upside down, let me fit it. Remove some more stuff because they're in my way. So like this. Alright, that's confusing as that, boys. Okay, so I'm guessing so like this. Okay, this is confusing, y'all. Hold on. I'm literally losing my mind. Like, I'm trying to make sure this is right. Okay, so the Y is upside down, facing the right direction. This is the front, correct? Yep. And then the X is on top, which is correct right here. So if I'm looking at it, X and Y is over here. This is looking like so. Okay, I got it, y'all. I got it. Figured it out. I got it. So, like this. Very tight fit though. And that's not even putting the screws on yet. So, alright, let's work on getting this on real quick. And we can go from there. I'm just going to temporarily put on some M8s. M3x8, I mean, guys. M3x8s. Man, y'all went quiet on me, guys. And I know y'all are watching, so, but I'm just like focused, so just make sure I'm not making any mistakes, but I think I figured it out. Alright, so then we take this. I think this is where this goes. So now we gotta flip it. Huh. Okay. A little confused. So right, so it goes like there. Got it. I got it. All right. Not sure you guys can see that, but I think I got it. I'm just temporarily doing this so I know exactly where it goes, because I do need to put on some, you guys can see that from above. Hey, Luis Perez, yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I wanted to do something different, so I'm happy to be the first one to stream it. So let me fold it down so you guys can see exactly what it looked like. I feel so proud of myself. I know it's a small accomplishment, guys. I know I have a lot more work to do, but still, look. Yeah, I got a moving gantry. Look at that. I'm excited. There we go. As you see, the rail falls, so that means I lined them up right. So the rails are definitely falling like they're supposed to. Nice and smooth. The Y's just a hint tighter, but I'm not really worried about it because it's level, because it hits the corner, so there's no twisting in it. But I'm just happy. Look at that. I got it. All right. I'm a happy guy right now. Nice. That's interesting. Like, very interesting motion system. Like, think about it, y'all. Like, I didn't even think about it. Like very interesting how it moves. Look at that. Like, on paper it makes sense, but like until you actually mess with it, you know, very interesting how it moves. So this is your X, this is your Y, and then together they make some weird adjustment, but this is pretty cool. Freaking awesome. All right. Back around. So the front is facing me, but just upside down. Like so, yeah. Louis, your video description needs. Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, definitely need some description. I have my wife work on that. I'm lazy. Like, notice, like, some of the stuff I do, like, I'm lazy. I just start throwing stuff up. Like, to be honest with you, I just care about the building part. So I'll keep that in mind. Luis Perez, I'll have her put in a little bit better in the description there. NerdQ. So some of it is self-sourced. So the part that's not self-sourced, of course, is like, well, technically self-sourced. But the frame I got from Fabrico, the paneling, which I did an unboxing on, like all the paneling. So that means the whole paneling structure I got from Fabrico. The motor kit, which are the long boys, as they call them, the long boys. I got that from Fabrico as well. So those are the only thing I bought from Fabrico, just the frame, the paneling, and the motor kits. However, these bearings, like the bearings, all of the screws, nuts, every other fine detail things, the 80 teeth, 40 tooth gearing, everything else is self-sourced. So, but they still end up being $1,400. Like, I was trying to come out a little cheaper by self-sourcing stuff, but it still end up being quite a bit right up there. I'm just running up to $1,400. Probably a little bit less, maybe $1,300. But it's still expensive. It's still, yeah. The amount of stuff this thing requires still costs quite a bit of money. So couldn't escape it. But all cool though. All right, let's see what else we got to do, what we can do. 6:45, so I do got some time. Let me see what I can knock out else. So, no, there's some heat inserts here, so let me see where they go. Got two at the top. Got two right here. Where else? Okay, we can do that. So we just need two heat inserts right here, and then we would kind of permanently mount it up a little bit. That is no big deal. So let's work on that. We're gonna put two heat inserts, and then we're gonna put it back on, and then from there on we can start kind of running the belts. I got everything to run the belt on. Let me see if I can grab that real quick too. Let me see if I can grab the belt. Got the belt. Trying to see what else I can do in the meantime. Belt. Okay, so I got some belts here. Make sure they're the right size too. They should be. Now these are not gate belts. I do have gate belts. I have a ton of gate belt, but it's just regular 6mm belt. I think this takes 10mm belts. But these are fiberglass reinforced belts, so they're not going to go bad because I've been using that in my Voron regular fiberglass reinforced belt, and there's no issues with them. So I'm not saying they're as good as Gates belt, but so far I haven't had an issue with fiberglass belts, fiberglass reinforced belt. So look pretty sturdy. So these are the belt, so you can see it. 10mm belt. This is going to require a nice little belt. I mean, it's no branding on it, but it's fiberglass reinforced, so not bad. So I'm going to leave this out, and I'm going to go ahead and remove back that piece. Put the two heat inserts back in it, and then we'll insert it and see how much time we have left, and then we can go from there. All right, so grab my heat soldering iron here. Grab some heat inserts. You should not be already. All right. Let's take this off real quick, and then we can re-put it back up. Or maybe I can put the heat insert on it with it on. That'll be easier, but I don't think I can. Let me see something. Hey, Axe Potato, I'm glad you make it, man. How you doing? Making some progress. Made a nice progress today. So it's underneath. So it's here. Huh? You know what, y'all? Because I won't be using the I don't think this needs heat inserts because I'm not going to be using the other extruder type. I can't remember what that extruder is. I'm going to be using the Sharper Mini on this, not the other type, and this is showing the other type of extruder. So that's probably why you're seeing these two heat inserts. So I may not need to install a heat insert on this at all. Let me check something real quick, y'all. Let me look. I'm pretty sure I don't need it. Yeah, there's sharper mini here. Yeah, it looks like I don't really need it, y'all. The heat inserts here at all. Um, Now it's not showing my e-drawing. Hold on, guys. It's acting very strange. It's not showing. Yeah, it's not showing the window. Let me see if I can reopen back that window. Hopefully it didn't crash the stream. Yeah, let me see if I can reopen back that e-drawing. It was acting weird. Alright, let's see if you guys can see this now. You guys can see this now. So as you can see, this is a sharper mini, and it doesn't look like it requires that those two heat inserts, because that was for the outer extruder. So I was just making sure that it doesn't. Let me remove some stuff here real quick. Yeah, it won't let me. It won't let me select everything. It's so weird. Like certain things it won't let me hide. Yeah, I don't think I need the heat inserts for the for this toolhead at all. So I think I'm clear. All right. Never mind. Yeah, I don't think I need it. So I guess I can continue back installing the rest, and then we can continue from there. See if I can find any more images. Yeah, it looks like I don't need the heat insert, so because there's no way on here to put a heat insert, so I might be in the clear there. I don't really need it, it seems. Okay. So I guess from underneath here, we can go ahead and I'm gonna need M8 over here too. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, so it's fully installed, all 8 screws installed, so this ain't coming off. I didn't over tighten it. There's no need to it. It's plastic. We don't need to go crazy with it. I just hand tighten it just enough until it stops turning, and that's all it needs. It doesn't need to be crazy. All right. All right. Let's see what else we can get done. Maybe we can start assembling the belt area. So let's start working on that. See what we can get done in 30 minutes or so. So let's go back. I'll close that out. I'm gonna open back up my K3 build here. Yeah, when it comes to loading, it definitely freezes. There we go. All right, let's go back and see how we hide the panel here. One thing with this program, once you close it out, you have to remove everything. But I'm not going to do everything tonight. I just want to see how the bearing setup is stacked. The bearing stack setup is. That's all I want to see. So we got one stack there. A washer, not a stack under. Look like there's 2 washers right here, right? Pretty sure I'm not the only one that can see that. It look like a 1-2 washer. 1 washer there. Okay. All right, let's try this. Let's try to see if we can do that. I got everything I need in this bag. So let you guys see that. So I'm gonna use a mixture. I'm gonna use a silver pulley and a black highlighter. So I'm just gonna mix mine up. Some people go with a full silver or the full black, but I'm just gonna mix mine up in this case. Just something different. So, all right, let's go to this dude's website because he did kind of give me some help. So let me pull up his website real quick so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Annex Gate3, build help, find out a manual, and build log. Copy it and put it over here. Alright, let you guys see what I'm doing here. The program I'm using, Axe Potato, is it's called ECAD. See if I can find it. It's called yeah, eDrawing. Sorry, eDrawing right here at the top. Not Onshape or Fusion. I used to have Fusion, but it's expired, so I can't use it anymore. So right now it's just eDrawing that I'm using to view it. Let me let you guys see this here. So screen capture, let's change it to alright. So Gantry. So this is Johnny Wang build, and I've been using it for like a little bit of guidance. So as you can see right there, I've mounted it correctly. It don't seem like you need any type of, but I noticed he only mounted in 2 holes here, which is a little different. Yeah, he didn't put on all 4 screws, but I'm guessing he only did that because of a purpose. But I can always remove the screw if I need to. It's not a big deal. So what I'm really interested in is the motion. XY motion. So this is where I'm at. This is what I really need to do right now. And trying not to make a mistake, so I'm just kind of looking at it. So this is what interests to me right now. So the lower and upper. Now I'm kind of confused here. If you guys can help me out, what does it mean by the lower and upper? That means like the lower linear rails and the upper linear rails is different. It just sounds like it, like that's what he's saying, but I'm not sure. So on the upper side, you need 1 shim there. Okay. It's a little confusing, but I'm gonna try see if I can understand. Let me flip it over and see if I can understand this for just a second. Okay, so let's work on the upper side first. So all right, so what it seems like there are 4 sides. Why do you know the upper and lower? So I'm guessing, see, this is the part that I don't want to mess up at. All right, this is where I'm gonna reach out for y'all for help. Anybody kind of watching this? So what I want to understand is, I know it says as you can see, the upper and lower side. Now, keep in mind, there's 4 motors. So, is it saying the upper side linear rail, so the top linear rails, which is the X that's on the top. If you flip it right side up, the X is at the top, the Y is at the bottom. Is he saying like the lower side, which is the Y linear rail, this is how you need it to be stacked, and the upper side, which is the X linear rail, is this how it needs to be stacked? That's what I'm trying to kind of figure out. So on the X side, on the X side, this side should be facing the motor, from what it sounds like. Okay, I think I understand. Let me get my shims here. I'm looking for my shims. There we go. I do have 1mm shims and 0.5mm shims, so I'm okay. So I'm gonna try to follow exactly what I'm seeing. So it says 1.5mm shims here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, and then we go ahead and throw this down. God, I hope I'm doing this thing right. I hope I got this right. I kind of understand what it's saying, so I can always change it off if I got it wrong, but I think I get what the idea is. Okay, and then we need 1mm shim in between. And a bearing. Yo, this thing is tight with the bearings in between. Why is it so tight? It's on there. All right, so then we'll do the same thing on this side. That's what I'm thinking. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. We do the same thing on this side for the X. Right? Okay. Because this is X, right? So, you know what? I think I did something wrong. I forget that the motors are a bit funny on this thing. So let me look at something else. Oh, it's all right, Axe Potato. I'm pretty sure I'll figure it out. Let me look at something else real quick because the way the motor is set up on here, it's a little funny. That's X. Oh, I got it. 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 Figured it out. I got it. I freaking got it. I got it. Okay, so it's a little tricky, but I'm gonna show you. So in my mind, I'm thinking the pulley here that's attached to the motor, because you know the pulley screws onto the motor shaft, right, with a grub screw. So I thought, that's in my head, I'm thinking there's a pulley go right here, right, and also a pulley right here. But no, really, it's supposed to be, this is the X motor, So a pulley goes here, but a idler should be right here. So it's like flip-flop. So the pulley pulls this, but it should be an idler right here. And at the top of here, the pulley goes here, and there's an idler back here. It's very, I mean, I get it in my head. In my head, I got it, but it's confusing. Like, I gotta put it together to explain it, but I kind of get it based on what it's showing me here. Very different. Yeah, this is very tricky. But I kind of got it. I kind of got the synopsis of what I'm supposed to be doing. So here you need an idler instead. And that's what he's saying on the lower part, you need the upper and lower. So finally got it, guys. So that's what he meant. Okay, so now we put Hey Rohan, thank you, man. Thanks for the confirmation, because I was literally confused. Like, literally, that was confusing me. So thanks for the confirmation there. So gotcha. Understood. So it looked like he put up quite a bit of shim. And that part. That's like 2.5 millimeter shim. So I'm gonna do the same thing he does. Like, I'm just gonna copy him. So 2.5 would be 2 of these, and then 1 of the 0.5 here. I'm just copying what I see him done, and then take this part. No, take the idler. Idler down here. Boy, I'm still I'm still like, I shouldn't be looking at this stuff because it's gonna throw me the hell off. Let me look at the cat again. Oh my goodness. This is no fun. Okay. Okay, so I'm doing the right thing. All right, so idler stack all the way down. Okay, then this goes at the top. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That is it. And then we need, I'm going to follow him. We need, if that's facing the upside of the motor. Stack will be so that way it lines up. Okay, so you put 0.5 in between, it seems like. idle stock, but this moves freely. There's a little bit of a leeway on this side, but I'm not sure if there's any other slack that goes there. Slack 1.5 on the top here. There we go. All right, got that. On top of this, 1.5, same thing. Got there. It's there. All right. We can. I'm not gonna put on the top yet. I'm just gonna go ahead and just like put on all the bearings first, then I'll put the top on. Then I'll put the this piece on to hold the bearings in place. So I'm just going around making sure everything is set up the correct way. So did that side. Try to follow my CAD here so I'm not confused. So if I'm looking at, this was the front, so if I'm looking at the back corner, it's going to be another motor down, I just stack up top. Alright, so fully facing down, what did I do? It seems like this machine is all about precision too. So like it's no joke, like you have to get it right. And that's one thing I'm trying to make sure I do. I want to make sure I get it right. Like this machine is all about precision. It's insane. Do the same thing over here, right? How about you mess up? Back there. .5 millimeter. When it's facing up, but when it's facing down, sorry guys, I'm a bit dumbfounded here. Hey dude! Hey Keck, how you doing buddy? Welcome to the stream. I'm a bit dumbfounded on here. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not messing up here. If that's the motor side up, .5 mil stack when the motor side is up. Correct? Yeah. Almost messed up again there. There we go. That's what I was supposed to do. Like I know y'all not realize it, they might not notice it, but I'm super nervous right now. Like my anxiety's through the roof because I want to make sure I don't mess up on this thing. So I'm overly kind of looking to make sure I don't do the wrong thing here. And hence why I find this kinematic interesting. It's not like quartz Y with kind of straightforward. A quartz Y is straightforward. Like I love quartz Y, easy to run once you run it a couple of times. You know how the belt path is. It's predictable. This one is a little bit more interesting. Seems like you can easily get the belting wrong if you're not paying attention. Okay. And then the idler stack goes at the top. And it's facing the top, a 1 millimeter goes in between. At the top here. And at the top. And at the idler, there's 2 millimeter stack. Okay. All right. On to the next. Thank you, man, Keck. Yeah, that's why I'm taking my time, man. I'm definitely in a rush, not in a rush. And thank you guys again for your patience of watching me go through this. Again, the videos are going to be up for someone else that might be struggling or might want a video actually see what I'm doing. I'm not trying to rush because I did that last time and I messed up the linear rail. So I'm pretty cautious right now to not make no mistakes. So let me see what the other side is now, and then I think we're okay. And I'll show you guys after I'm done what I'm doing. Like, yeah, this is. And then the last one in the corner is. So idler down and pulley up. Correct? Yeah. Idler down, pulley up. So get an idler. So it's 1.5 on the shim. So 1 millimeter. Get this. You guys can see that. All right, and then 0.5. 0.5 in between, so we'll stick a little small one here in between. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Axe Potato. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate you guys' patience. Honestly, I really do. Okay. I'm missing a grub screw here. Make sure I can find it. Missing one little grub screw here. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Just steal this one. Yeah. just gonna steal this one. All right. Okay, I feel so much better now. I feel a little bit better. Yes. Okay. Then the rest of the shims, and I think we can put on the thing. So, and at the top, we need a 2.5mm stack on the shim. So, 2 1mm and a 0.5 shim. Top. All right. Okay, so as you guys can see, I finally kind of understand how it's set up. That was nerve-wracking because, as you can see, for every side, the idler is flip-flop. So for example, the pulley's down here, the idler is up here. The idler's down here, the pulley's up here. The pulley's, the idler's up here, the pulley's down here. So it's like a kitty corner, all 4 corners. And I mean, in actuality, it's not hard, but it's just really to pay attention to what the motor is driving. For example, the Y motors are clearly, seems like opposite of each side. I'm pretty sure that's what it looked like. Seems like the motors are opposite. So like the X and X and then Y and Y, I'm pretty sure that's what it seems like it's set up as. Very different. But I can see how easy it is to kind of get confused and then mismatch the idler stack if you're not paying attention. So thank you guys for watching me dread through that one. So let's mount these older in place, and basically we can call it a night there. But that will basically complete that portion, and then in the next video we're gonna try to run the belt, and then once we run the belt, then we can start working on actually the Z portion, which is putting the all 3 Z thing together. That's gonna be another challenge too. But so far the build is fun, just a little complicated and a little bit more effort in it than I thought initially going in. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be rewarding in the end. Let me see where this goes. Alright, so where do you stack this now? Let me turn this back around. Let me put the front back around on me so I can see where actually I need to put the these things. Okay, so let me see. I know I was gonna finish 7:30, guys, but you know, since I'm so close, I might as well just put the 4 pieces on and screw them down. Like, you know, I'm right there, I might as well. I don't want to save it for next week, so I'm just gonna go ahead and treat you guys some extra minutes here, and then we can call it. So the way this is stacked in the corners, so seems like that's exactly how you put it. Yeah, that's how you put it. Okay. All right. What's the best way to do this now? I'm just gonna keep it like this. I'll just put them in the corner, then run the. Yeah, I'll just do that. There we go. So just like that. I don't know, because the belt is not on it, it's kind of weird looking to me, but hey. This is what the thing says to do. Alright, so. So the front, which is this, should look. Okay, never mind. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull this off. The front actually, this is the front, so actually should look. Something like this actually. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it should look like. Okay, and so I'm guessing the back should mimic the front, which the back should look like that, so yeah. Yep. Right? Yeah, that should be so. Alright. Alright, cool. So now you guys can see it as I put the cover on. I'm just putting this in place right now to keep the shims, and I'm not worried about the bearing stack, but mainly the shims from falling off. And then I'm just going to go ahead and start popping in these M5 spring inserts. So I'm going to lean this to the sides and then start doing that real quick. All right. Almost done, guys. I'm excited. Oh my gosh. All right, let me see if I can find. It's starting to look like a freaking printer, somewhat. Looking for my tool to pop this in. Should I do it the other way? There we go. I'm just lining up the all the T-nuts. This one is tight. Ooh, uh-oh. I was trying to avoid that, but that one was tight. So where did I fell from? Okay, from up here. I'm not taking care of it. I think something just fell, right? I was trying to be very careful there. See if I can. All right. See any more? I think two more. Yeah, two components to go. Sometimes it's a pain in the butt to put these spring-loaded T-nuts in because they the tolerance are not the greatest on them, so they're not very consistent when you try to put them in. I'm trying not to damage a frame while trying to force them in to, you know, compress the spring. All right, sweet. Okay. Now it's time to screw it down. Screw it down now. This screw is longer. Yeah, this screw is a little long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need this screw is a little long. I'm gonna have to find another M5 here. Give me a second, guys. One I have is too long, so I'm trying to see if I can find another one of this size here. Come on, tell me I have another one. Little socket that I'm looking for. I gotta have another one somewhere. Oh, this is a bummer, guys. I don't have another size. I just need one more. Literally, one more. Okay, whatever. I'll rock with one of these then, one of the slightly smaller size. But now until I can find the correct size, I'll just rock with this for now. It is what it is. I'll get the correct size. So for now I'm just gonna go ahead. Tighten it down a little bit. I'm not over tightening it, guys. I don't want to, remember again, we are working with plastic. I don't need to go crazy with it. Just need it to just stop, and then once it stops, that's it. I'm not going to over tighten it and crack it. Okay. Okay, guys. So now, as you guys can see, that I have all the screw stack ran. You guys see that? Just making sure they're all straight, like nothing is hanging off. But they all look firm and straight to me. So you guys can see that we have a somewhat completed gantry. We just need to run the belt next. But it looks good to me. Like, it looks really, really good to me. Let me flip it upside down so you guys can actually see. So there we go. Now I ran out of 16 millimeter. I want to say socket head. So socket head. So I need to get an extra socket head. So I had to put a button head instead on one of them. It's not a big deal. I can order that and have that come from Amazon. So not a big deal. So it's just there temporarily just to hold it in place. But everything looked good. Like it looks really, really nice. I got it. Well, it just seems okay. That's fine. Just making sure. Okay, that's free. I'm just making sure they're free because I gotta be careful how much I tighten them down. It seems might have to loosen that up a little bit. This is hard to spin it, so I gotta be careful here. A little tight on the bearing stack here. So I'm gonna have to back this up just a tiny bit on these two. But everything else seemed fine. And the gantry's working. I'm happy. I'm happy. Can't complain. Whew! So y'all, hey, I got farther than I thought. Look, it's starting to look like K3 now. I'm so happy. I mean, this was the nerve-wracking part for me, guys. Like, this just looked difficult, but honestly, once you, again, pay attention, and you guys kind of give me a little confidence here just to say I can do it. So, I got this far, so I'm a bit happy. Oh, man. Wow. So, yeah. So, the next week now, so what we're going to do next week is run the belt. Of course, I'm going to do, in the background, I'm going to do some extra adjustment just to make sure everything is fine. I'm not going to do anything major, just to make sure the idler stacks are fine, everything is running smooth in the background. That's all I'm going to be doing. But we're going to start right back from here. I'm not going to do anything else off stream because I promised to do everything on stream. So once that's good, we're just going to do the belt for next week. And then if we can start getting to the, where is that? Let me see if I can grab it. So next week, we're gonna start on this the belted Z, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This is also a mess to put together. It just seems like a lot of parts just to get the belted Z going. I have all the parts already. This seems like it's gonna take at least 2 streams to put together. Hopefully, it's not as hard. I will do some research in the background just to make sure it's not hard to do. It's nothing difficult, but this is gonna be very look like very challenging to put together. So that's the goal. Next week, put these together, assembling these, and then running the belt. If we can get done in time, then we'll figure something else out. But I think this is gonna basically consume my time next week. So I'm looking forward to doing that, and then running the back beam. There's a back beam here that to run. So we're gonna also do that as well, and then start to kind of put things in place. So it's starting to come together, guys. It's starting to look like an Annex K3, so I'm excited. But yeah, we did a lot tonight, so I'm happy. I'm very happy. So I'll catch you guys later, guys. Thanks for being patient, watching me during the stream. I hope you guys have fun. Remember to like, share, subscribe. It's only going to make my channel grow, and also, put back some money in the pocket so I can build more printers and do more things. I really like what I'm doing. So, but yeah, guys, I'm glad you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next week in the next stream. So have a good one. Peace out.